how are you going to prioritize hanging on to the majority in the House and balancing it with the energy on the progressive side in a Biden administration?
Well, that's actually exactly what I said on the conference call, is we just have to be very careful about pointing fingers in any direction, because the country is divided. We see that in spite of this tremendous victory for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, which we're all celebrating. The reality is there are a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump as well. And so there is a different math to winning a state and a different math to winning a district. So that's the first thing. And many of these districts had different challenges. So my appeal to everybody in the party is to not point fingers. We did not do that. We did not say, we are the conservative part of the wing is wrong and we're not going to turn out Democrat. We all unified around Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, in spite of the fact that Joe Biden was not our top choice of many progressives, many young people. But we made the case that I firmly believe in, that no progress is possible with Donald Trump in the White House. And we turned people out. Now, if we say from anywhere in the party that progressives are the reason for losses in these Democratic districts, some of these Democratic districts, I fear we will lose people for a generation. They gave us a chance to make them believe again in democracy, to make them believe that there is a difference between a Democratic administration and a Republican administration. We did that. Joe Biden did that as well, but many of us were the translators of the message and the organizers of people on the ground. And it is important for people to understand that these are folks that really, in many ways, are the biggest swing voters. They're not part of the Democratic base. They weren't before. We turned them out, and we need to respect and celebrate that they turned out to help us get Donald Trump out of the White House. That's the thing we should be focusing on. What a giant victory for the country that we got Donald Trump out of, well, we haven't yet, but that we voted him out of the White House, and that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris won not only the popular vote, but the Electoral College vote for the first time in some cycles.
Yeah.
Hello, YouTubers. If you're watching this, it means you've checked out our channel, so thank you. Now do me a favor, subscribe by clicking on that button down there. Click on any of the videos to watch the latest interviews and highlights from MTP Daily and MSNBC. You can get more Meet the Press content every morning in the First Read newsletter. If you're tired of content that you don't know anything about where it came from, you don't have to have that problem with us. NBC News, MSNBC, MTP, and the Meet the Press mindset right here for you on YouTube. Subscribe now.